Hey, welcome to Bros, Brews, and Game Reviews, a podcast where we drink beer and we tell you what we think about it. And we also talk about games that we like and have been playing recently. My name is Paul, and I've been playing Destiny.
My name's GD. Mostly been playing Elden Ring lately. Kind of late to the train on it, but how she goes.
I've been doing some Hunt and Deep Rock Galactic.
And what was your name?
My name is Andrew.
And what are you snacking on? Because it sounds delicious.
My name is Connor. I do mostly survival crafting games. Played a lot of Grounded lately and waiting on the new Hogwarts.
My name's Daniel. I play mostly RTS games and a couple first-person shooters, but I'm playing City Skylines right now.
Yeah, so our goal with this whole podcast was kind of to, all of us have our regular day jobs. None of us are in the industry or anything like that, and we didn't really notice a lot of that out there. So just kind of shoot to bring something different to the table that not many other places do.
Not only bring something different to the table, but there probably isn't one of us sitting at this table right now that thoroughly, deeply enjoys the same game, which is why we all have an issue playing the same game.
Yeah.
And all of our super likes or what we really look for in a game is completely different. So I think this podcast will be nice because you'll get points of view from complete different realms.
When do we start drinking?
Oh yeah, we did
kinda
forget
forgot
that part.
Yeah.
The whole part of our show.
Oh, we did bring.
Today,
Have Drew say it, JD.
Nope.
What are we drinking, JD?
from New Belgium Brewing. Oh, this has a better description here. A golden, sweet, and pleasant dry Belgian-style ale called Trippel.
What's the ABV on that?
8.5.
Yeah. It's big dog. We'll pass them
You gonna
around
drink
here.
I might take a sip. I don't think I'll finish up
I
here.
don't know if they're twist, pop, con dog.
I can't see.
Oh, in the mic, huh?
Well, he wanted to let the audience know what we're dealing with.
They're a glass bottle, as you heard on that mic. And it is not a twist. And my hand's
where am I?
bleeding now.
Man, we were not as prepared for these beers as we thought.
My hand's
Schlock?
bleeding
There,
from
hand,
the
hand.
dog fight
Let's see
that I
if we
broke
get
up.
Paul.
Oh, thank you. I'll put my mic. Get a little ASM.
Oh, that
I think
smells
that's
really
called it,
good.
right?
Right off the bat, it's a sweet-looking label. I mean, it really makes you look like you're drinking the champagne of beers style. It's got a couple.
That's okay.
Got a couple Roman. Looks like some Roman
Mistresses
gals. Yeah,
on it.
Mr. Size, I think is
The
plural.
Muses? They are. I don't know. Maybe.
It's okay. I don't know.
It's got a pretty good tongue feel.
Nothing like kicking our first episode off of just listening to us gulp.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Oh, she fucks. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
it's
fucks.
okay.
I think of what I would place that as, like, as far as a beer, like a more well-known beer to try to
Probably a
associate.
New Belgian.
Oh, no, that's a good point.
Never thought of that.
Oktoberfest, maybe?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning towards.
It's darker.
Is it dark?
It doesn't look
guess we
that
could've
dark, but it
Put
tastes
it
dark.
into
Yeah.
a glass. Pour it into your hand, Daniel. Fuck the cup. Pour it in my hand for a nickel.
It's got like
How
a
about-
little nutty, like a you know, like a little nutty.
How about you stand up and slowly pour it in your mouth, and we'll look through the stream to see its color. Like,
No.
No.
What if I just give you $40? You go to the store, you buy the cleaning supplies, and clean.
No.
I know.
All right. Well, it sounds like me and Connor might have been the only ones that got much gaming time in
I
recently.
did play probably about 45 minutes of High Rush, actually, and that is a light beer. That does not
Yep.
look
We
very
got
dark.
Yeah, that's what I
Andrew
said.
waterfalling right
It's
now.
not dark.
Pretty light, but it tastes
Well, it's
dark.
9%, so something in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did put in about maybe half an hour of that Hi-Fi Rush.
What is that game? I haven't really looked into it.
Go ahead, Paul.
No, you were the one that actually showed it to us. I think you did a little more research. I just watched the trailer, and it looked a lot of fun, so I just bought it. It was only $30.
So Bethesda made this game. Xbox the other day did a developer connect, and somehow they managed to keep this game under wraps and were able to stealth launch it on Wednesday or Thursday. But like did this whole announcement, and at the end of it just said you can download it, play it today.
What's a stealth launch? I'm sorry.
Like there was no hype to it. No one even knew this game was being made.
It wasn't leaked.
Why would a company do that?
I don't know. They do it. It
Stealth
works.
launch,
It
maybe.
works. It
That's
got
like
me
a
really
normal thing
excited
that
about
happens?
it.
The crazy thing too is it's got overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, and it's released no attention was given to it. It's just released, and then it's doing insanely well on Steam.
So it's got like a comic book art style to it, really cartoony, but the entire world moves to the beat of the background music that it's playing while you're playing the game. Even to the point that steps that your character takes land on the beat of the music. So when you attack, your goal is to land your attacks on the beat of the music, which sounds like it can be kind of hard and finicky, but no matter when you press the button, your attack will hit at the beat, but you get extra points if you time it with it. So you don't really have to be really rhythmically inclined. I don't know if that's the right word, but it helps. I don't know. It's really interesting. Like everything from the gameplay to even the cutscenes, like every little beat in the cutscenes goes along with the music of the game.
And the music doesn't change. It's like one song or one one tone, one beat, or as the levels increase, like the beat increase.
So it changes. You go into a level and they're short, just little set pieces of the mission, but it'll start with like a regular song. And then when a battle comes up, it'll kind of maybe pick up a little bit. But for the most part, the rhythm is about the same throughout the whole thing, but just through different songs. When you do an attack, like it'll hit like a guitar riff on your beat. Each time you're hitting something, it's adding something to the music. But it's really interesting the way they did it. And it's not the first game that did it, but the way they pulled it off it's really, really well done.
Something that's really cool about it too is you don't have to play it that way either. No. You could play the whole game. So every encounter you're involved in, like combat encounter, at least to the point that I'm at anyways, you get a grade at the end of the encounter. And it's like you get a grade on timing, like how long it takes you to finish the encounter. And then it gives you like an overall grade. So you can finish, I'm assuming, the whole game without being good at being on beat with your attacks and stuff. And I think you'd still have a really good experience.
It's got a fairly forgettable story. You start, your guy's name is Chai, and he's got
Like a T?
yeah, that's actually how it's spelled too. But he's got a broken arm and he goes into this, I can't remember the name of the corporation, Wanderley or something like that, or
Vanderlei.
Vanderlei, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. But anyway, he goes in here to get a prosthetic. They do like robotic prosthetics, but when he does, his iPod falls into the machine and gets embedded in his chest. So as the music plays, you see his like chest thumping, but the whole thing is just kind of him taking revenge on this corporation that's taken over the world. And yeah, like you say, it's a pretty forgettable story. It's not much to it, but it's a fun game. It's really good.
If I ever played that game, I'd probably never have seen why his iPod ended up in his chest. I would have tried to skip that.
I don't know if you can skip the
I don't think you can.
Oh,
Actually.
you can't skip the
No.
cutscenes? Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
out. I'm out. Fuck that shit.
I don't know if you can.
One thing that's cool, I really like the art style of it too.
Yeah,
Like,
I do too.
It's real 90s comic style.
Yeah, I'm watching one of the trailers for it right now. As you're fighting, like, you know, the big bash you see in comic books comes up, and that's even pixelized, like just like a comic is.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very well done considering it's a game that I never heard of until they dropped it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anyone had.
Are you on Steam, Connor?
Yep.
What's the reviews at right now?
So right now, all reviews are overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
And there's 3,100.
Which it's a game has to do pretty damn well for it to have overwhelmingly positive reviews that
Yeah, especially
quickly.
on launch. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and with, I don't know if you guys have seen, but like all the big developers or publishers have said that they're going to start charging $70 for all their games. And
I
for
did
this one to come out at just $30.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty sweet.
Do you know how long about the gameplay is on this? Like, you know, maybe an 8-hour game or shorter?
I think I remember seeing in some of the reviews, some people were saying like, and that can change like per player, but I want to say I saw some about 10 hours. I think I saw some that were like 6. Do you remember?
I don't know if I really looked. It feels like it might be a little bit shorter. TimeToBeat.com has it at 8 to 12 hours.
Okay.
Or how long to beat, I'm sorry. You say it's a really easy game to just pick up, do a quick level. It maybe takes you about half an hour to do a level, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just drop it. Like say, I wish the story was a little bit better because I do really like the art style and everything that they're doing with it, but I don't know if I'll beat it. But the gameplay has enough that I'd thinking about it a lot
Yeah.
when I'm not playing it. And to pull me away from Elden Ring right now takes quite a bit.
I think $30 is worth what you get out of the game. Absolutely.
And it is on Game Pass, I do believe, since it's Bethesda.
Oh,
But
well, that'd be nice.
yeah.
I do have Game Pass, and I still paid $30 for it.
Yeah. I did struggle a little bit, like at the beginning, and I think it was coming from playing Elden Ring, trying to land my attacks on the beats and stuff like that. And there's so many different combos that you can do, and you can purchase upgrades like better combos, better special attacks and stuff like that. But when I played it on my desktop, I felt like some of it I was struggling to land some of that on the beat. And then I played it on my Steam Deck last night, and it seemed easier, I guess. I don't know. And it might be something with the latency between the monitor.
One thing that's cool too is everything around you in that game is like pulsing with the beat. The whole world is basically joined to the song that's playing. There will be like and then your HUD also. You have your health bar at the top. It's shaped like a 90s rock guitar, and it's like pulsing with the beat. And then if you need help with timing, there's like a little thing you can pull up at the bottom. And I actually felt like that made it harder for me.
I did too, because I kept paying attention to it.
Yep. So what I started doing is I just like, because your guy actually sits here and snaps his finger to the beat. So what I would do is I would just watch his snap, and then I'd start just kind of rocking my foot to it. And then I would try to do my attacks on like 1 and 3. And it kind of became fun because it felt like you were almost, I don't know, it was kind of a weird interaction. I've never actually had that in a game before. It was kind of cool.
Like Dance Dance Revolution mixed with Street Fighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look
Yeah.
at it. But
And it is very much so like that, like how you're trying to hit those notes, because you get a score, you get like good, okay, and then perfect. It's very much like that. So
yeah, I think the thing, like a lot of people don't think that they'd be good at it with like Guitar Hero and like you said, your Dance Dance Revolution, like that rhythm bass. Some people struggle with it. I never really have, but the way the whole, like Paul said, the whole world just pulses and everything moves. And like I say, even when you're running, your guy's footsteps are landing on the beat of the music. It's, I don't know, man. I really recommend trying it. It's really cool.
Yeah, so far it sounds pretty cool, but right when I first heard about it and it was from Bethesda, my first thought was, why is Elder Scrolls 6 not out yet?
I mean, I think they have multiple studios, but
Yeah, probably.
yeah, I agree. So speaking of that, just a quick little note. Have you seen, it was called Skyblivion, I think?
Oh, yes, I did see that.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't realize that was a thing.
It's a fan-made mod. They remade the entirety of Oblivion in Skyrim.
oh shit.
Yeah.
They
I
did the
just-
same thing with Morrowind too, I think.
Yep.
Can you get those off like the Steam Workshop, or do you have to go?
I think it might be on Nexus Mods.
Yeah, Nexus Mods is a big one for that.
Fuck, I might have to do that because Oblivion is my favorite Elder Scrolls game. A lot of cutscenes, Drew.
I probably won't be playing it.
Actually, I guess there's not really
Yeah,
that
you
many.
can just mash A through them and then
No,
walk
that's-
away from the people.
Yeah, it's whenever you're just talking to somebody, there's
Yeah.
no actual like cutscenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess actually there's not any.
I tend to not listen to what they talk about. Daniel and I were talking about a game the other day. It was Zelda. He was asking me why I'm not into Zelda.
Watch where you tread here.
And I said, because anytime I talk to somebody, they would tell me what I was supposed to do. I would skip it and then be trying to figure out why I couldn't give this guy the needle that I found 2 days ago.
Man, I'd pay money to watch you play Ocarina of Time and be, you know, the owl encounter. If you just mashed it, you would accidentally mash, and then you'd hit the button where it says repeat what I just said, and you'd just be on this endless loop, and you'd be like, God, this is the longest fucking conversation. Because like it at the end of the conversation, he asks you, did you understand everything I said? And it defaults to no. So repeat.
Because
And-
people were doing that?
No, that's just like the
Oh,
game
gotcha.
naturally, when it gets to that text, it actually has no selected. So you would, if you're one of the kids just mashing through it, you would just be in this endless loop of,
Drew would have 1,000 hours of gameplay and 10% completion.
In the first owl conversation.
I do that to myself in that game now, like going back and playing it because I already know what he's going to say, and I'll do that to myself.
yeah.
I could see a developer putting that in on purpose, just to mess with people.
Oh, yeah. I would. That'd be funny.
You want to read my conversation? Here, read it again.
Look how
Just have
hard
it
I
like
worked on this
A
text.
trick question.
Yeah. Speaking of Zelda, I made Nickel drive for about 3 hours on the trip back up home. And I played a little bit of Breath of the Wild. One thing that still blows my mind on that game, I didn't know this, they have like actual weather patterns in that game. Do you know that?
Yeah.
It's like real life, randomly generated Earth, like weather patterns.
Was that in the original or is that in like just the remake?
No. Breath of the Wild.
Oh, I'm thinking of Ocarina still. Yeah.
Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah, no, I meant Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're pretty important too. Like they're pretty dynamic. I mean, like I remember, like if you're in a lightning storm, you have to unequip all of your metal tools and shields and stuff, or you'll get struck by lightning.
Yep.
In Zelda, you do?
In Breath of the Wild, yeah.
Or Breath of the Wild and Zelda?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the new one on the Switch.
Yep.
I killed myself so many times. I'd pull out a bomb arrow and the heat would make your bomb tip explode. So the second I drew my arrow, it would explode. I got so frustrated in that game because I couldn't figure out why I kept dying.
Yeah, I could see that. I can't remember. I've had an experience just like that, but I can't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, you try to do something and immediately backfires. And you're like, what in the hell is happening here?
I was gonna say, I think that's why Breath of the Wild is such a like damn good game, because you're not just fighting enemies and stuff, but you're fighting the environment too. Climbing, if you're climbing and it's sunny when you start climbing, and all of a sudden it starts raining, the whole experience is different, because now like you'll take like a couple steps forward and then you slide down a little bit because of the rain. And I think as you progress in the game, I think you can combat that a little more.
I think you just get more stamina. So, because you use your stamina while you climb.
Right.
So that slide down kind of screws you because you're still losing stamina. So you just end up getting enough to kind of counteract it.
And gear too. You get farther along, you get climbing specific gear.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. One of the things in that game, and I don't know, I'm sure it's happened to other people, but there was a puzzle and I can't remember. It was in one of the shrines, but it basically had a current path on the ground that you had to join with, I believe, if it was the metal balls or the metal blocks. I think I missed a block, something or somewhere. I laid down a metal sword and it completed that current path between like one of the last two nodes.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
I don't think I did it on purpose, but like threw a sword and it fell and saw it like taking on the path of the sword. So you ended up using that to finish that puzzle, but would have never thought that in not only Zelda, but like any game out there. Would have never thought to try something.
Yeah, I don't think they cut any corners in that game as far as like the amount of creative shit you can do.
Yeah, it makes me really excited for the Tears of the Kingdom when that comes out this year.
Yeah.
Because if they just build upon that, which it sounds like they're doing, I think it's going to be pretty good.
I was watching a video about basically the state of the Switch right now and how like the newer generation of Switches are like having issues with games like Breath of the Wild. And it's not like huge performance issues, but people are like having FPS loss and stuff. And they're wondering that with how big Breath of the Wild was and then how big Tears of the Kingdom is going to be, they're wondering if they're going to have to make basically a new Switch for it to run optimally.
Well, and I know they made that the OLED Switch that I think had a very slight performance boost, but the Switch Pro has been rumored for so long, but it's not really been something Nintendo does. Although they did do it with the 3DS, so maybe I'd buy one.
Me too. I'll buy it in 8 years, like it took me to get the first Switch. I said from the day Breath of the Wild came out, I was going to buy a Switch just so I could play Breath of the Wild, and then I got one this year.
8 years later.
In
Been
eternity.
84 years.
I remember when Game Boy came out in color.
It's good times. I still have mine.
You were in your 30s when that came out, right?
Yeah, give or take. A year or two.
Back when you had to worry about dinosaurs.
Do you remember, since we're talking about the Game Boy, do you remember that light attachment?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh,
little
yeah.
snake light thing.
Or the
Yeah.
magnifying glass that mounted to the
Oh,
front
yeah.
and then
Yep.
shined down.
So I had that with
Yeah.
like fold out speakers on
Yep.
the side.
Yep.
Too. Your Game Boy lasted like 30 minutes.
Yes.
at a time.
And no joke, I mean, you just start erecting this thing on your Game Boy and adding attachments and then an external battery and the light and then the speaker kit and upgraded buttons and My Game Boy did not look like a Game Boy. It looked like Optimus Prime.
You had to wear
a
Jinko
retarded
jeans.
after Optimus Prime.
You had to wear
Had to be
Jinko
the clear
jeans to get
purple.
it in your pocket.
I was watching a TikTok that popped up. This guy, all he does is he reviews consoles, and he just talks about like the flaws and like basically the pros and cons of each console. And he starts all the way at like Atari, goes all the way up to. And the one TikTok that came across my thing was the Nintendo 64, and he said, "Don't get me wrong." And this guy, he's I don't know, maybe 20, so he didn't grow up with it like we did. But he's like, "Don't get me wrong." Some of the pillars of gaming came out. He talked like GoldenEye and Zelda.
Star Fox.
And Star Fox, yeah. And
Perfect Dark.
and he's like, but this console is just junk. And I was like, I
construction of it,
dude,
you mean?
I'm not
What did he
joking.
say?
I'm not joking. I ran to the fucking comment section because I knew there were gonna people just hosing this fucking guy.
How far was it for you to run?
Well, I am out of shape, so
Did you really run?
it was not a good.
Was
I blacked out. I don't remember.
It's a lot.
But yeah, there's just so many people that are saying like it's one thing, like I understand what you're going for, like as far as the grading aspect of it, but grading it versus growing up with it when you had no other choice, like comparing the 64 obviously to like the Xbox One, obviously that's not a very fair comparison because the like as technology advances, you're just gonna have better stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy just could not grasp. That was just nostalgia. That was like our childhood.
Have you ever seen when they hand one of the controllers to like kids nowadays?
Oh yeah, it makes me
It
want to
was a
throw up.
confusing controller, though. I mean,
It made no sense.
why would you have that third horn that you have to change your hand to if you wanted to
Yeah.
use the D-pad?
Yeah, but when you're playing, like as a kid, did you ever think about that?
Oh no, I would just switch my hands.
I had 3 hands as a
I never
child.
used the D-pad ever.
No,
Oh,
I
I
don't
did.
think anyone did.
Yeah,
I was
But
about
it was the
9 before
easiest
they
way
took
to
off that
drive
third
because then
hand.
you could just like tap the left into an easy corner instead of holding the joystick.
Yep.
Because my joysticks always had that white powder on them
Oh yeah,
that from,
cocaine
from
will do
rolling.
that.
Or
Yeah,
it would just naturally fall all the way to the side of the thing.
I got a really funny story about that.
Oh.
It was like, I can't remember. I was like PS2 or something. And I had that, whatever that white dust shit was. Don't ever try to like Google or like ask a comment section what this white shit all over my controller is. Because I immediately found out I'm not going to get any actual help in this and just proceeded to get roasted by whoever I was talking
You
to.
mean the internet didn't provide you with quality information?
I actually think it was no joke a Call of Duty lobby that I was just playing in and decided to ask everybody.
you were in the pregame lobby and you asked that question.
yeah.
Oh boy.
I remember when it was Christmas when I got my Nintendo 64, and my dad had me totally convinced like the family couldn't afford it. Like, there was no way I was getting a Nintendo 64. And so I open it up and I see it's a Nintendo 64, and I literally cried. That was the only gift I've ever cried for because I was so happy. Come to find out, that fucker's been playing it for like 3 months.
my
He opened the package and beat like 3 of the games that he bought me before he gave it to me.
That's funny. When I on the 360, remember we used to always play Rainbow Six 1?
Oh yeah,
God, we had so much time in that game.
yeah. The original Vegas.
Yep. Same thing. Mom, I want this game so bad. Mom, and she got it for me for Christmas, and I feel bad about it now, but she and my stepdad Chuck put it in this big box and put it under the Christmas tree. Well, one night at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I snuck out there and I took a knife and I cut a little slit into the thing, unwrapped it. I cut a hole in the box, felt around, and I felt the case, and I was like, no way. And so I opened up, I pulled it out, and I about shit myself because I was so excited. I cut open the game, took the disc out, closed it back up, put it in there. And then when I opened it up, I was just like, I pretended to be insanely excited. But I had been playing it with Connor for like the entirety of December. Yeah.
Have you ever told your mom this yet?
I don't know. No, I don't think I have. I can't do that. I can't do it like that.
She's a nice lady.
She is nice.
After high school, I worked at the movie gallery in Laurel, and I think it was Modern Warfare 2, if I remember right, but I pre-ordered it through there. Well, working there, it showed up like a week and a half early. And movies, they would let us like take home so you could watch them and review them for customers or whatever, but they wouldn't let us do that with games. So I did that with my own fucking game, like had to hide it from my supervisor that I took this game home.
Did you just left the case there?
Yeah.
Did you put the? You didn't put the CD in your pocket, did you?
No, we had a bunch of spare cases.
Where did you put that CD?
He put it in his Walkman.
Put it in my.
You had to sneak it out somehow.
Pretended to
I had
listen to
Jinko
Ace of
jeans. It
Base.
fit great. That is going to be one thing. If we have any listeners on this podcast, we're all old as fuck, so we're going to get nostalgic every now and then.
Some of us more than others.
I don't know. Only one of us is under 30. So he's getting there.
We have somebody under
yeah,
30
yeah,
here?
We do. Yeah.
29.
Where is he?
I'm 10 years older than you? Oh, that's ridiculous.
Dude, I thought you were your 40s
Father Time.
with that Jedediah beard you got going on. I was pretty sure you were.
Speaking of your 40s, you should grease the wheels up on that walker of yours. It's squeaking horribly.
I was pretty sure you were a Nam.
You didn't have to buy the cheapest tennis balls for it either. We all know that you got the cheap ones.
Dogs are
You
always
don't
chewing at
buy
them.
tennis balls for your walker. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, we got a bit of a tangent there, but Connor, you want to?
All right, let's go back to Zelda real quick. I want to do a quick knowledge check on the
Oh.
guy here.
Oh,
Hey,
Lord.
what's the name of the sword that Zelda uses?
It would be the Charm of Destiny, I do believe.
Nailed it.
Connor, what's the sword that Zelda uses?
She doesn't use a sword.
Thank you.
You uncultured swine.
I don't play Zelda. I do not have enough of attention span when I'm playing games like that to play a game like Zelda. That's why I play first-person shooters. I don't have to go ask the owl what mouse den I need to get a thimble from to give to the horse down the street.
That's one of my favorite missions, actually.
Yeah.
This sounds fucking sweet. I do want to get that shirt that says, "What if Zelda was a girl?" Have you seen that?
Yeah. See how many people get pissed
Yeah.
off.
I don't get the joke.
Zelda's the princess. Link is the hero.
So the
You play as Link
Correct.
saving
Yes.
Zelda.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Guy in the green.
I had no
is
idea.
Link. Yeah.
That's Link. That's not Zelda. What does Zelda look like? Or what does Zelda look like?
He's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
Usually.
So, I think you sent me a long time ago that Unreal Engine edit of Ocarina of Time, or was that you?
It was me.
And it's Ocarina of Time, but this guy redid it in Unreal Engine, I think 4 or 3 or something.
I don't remember.
Anyways,
Ocarina of Time is a map.
no, that's
fuck.
that's the Zelda game that came out on Nintendo 64.
Oh, gotcha.
So he goes through the forest section, which is like where you first start in Ocarina of Time. And it looks really good. Like the graphics are just really good. And I didn't even really think about it until I went to the comics section. And I was trying to see if he had like a link to downloading the mod or something. And one of the comments said, "Man, this looks good, but what's crazy is this is how the game looked to me when I was playing it on 64. Like as a kid, you know, your imagination kind of just fills in that void of the crappy graphics." I was like, yeah, I guess I didn't even really think about that. At the time, it blew my mind, like playing Ocarina of Time.
Think about GoldenEye when that first came out. For us, that was like movie theater graphics. It was the realest it could possibly ever
It
get.
won't get realer than this.
Yep.
Can never get better.
Now they don't even have fingers when you go back.
Fucking triangles for boobs.
Or yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Tomb Raider, man.
Yep, Laura Croft.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are the nicest triangles I've ever seen.
Do you remember the goofy cheat codes on GoldenEye? Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Like you'd make their head
paintball
big.
mode and big head. Yeah. Yeah.
I used to get those Game Informers every month. I convinced my mom to get them, and every month you would get, 20 so pages of cheat codes for N64 games or whatever.
Yep.
And that was the only way to get them back then.
I remember GTA 3's was in one of those, and it was like 4 pages long of cheat codes. And my cousin and I had that thing, and it was so haggard from like the years of playing that and like flipping through trying to find a cheat code real quick while you're getting chased by the cops. That magazine got its money worth.
Speaking of cheat codes, I actually still remember the cheat codes for Age of Empires 1.
What are they?
Pepperoni pizza, Woodstock.
Remember Big Daddy?
No, which one was Big
That was
Daddy?
the fucking convertible with the shot rocket launcher.
Oh, that's right.
So you just spawn 40 of them against a
And then you just win.
a platoon
Trojans are
of
gone.
cavalry coming at you.
So it was pepperoni pizza was food. Woodstock was wood. What was gold? Was it?
Something was like money.
Yeah.
Money. You remember the most famous one, right? The one that is grammatically incorrect.
No.
That was the one that all of your base are ours.
Or belong to us.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
All of your base are belong to us.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what that one was, but
There was on Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. Don't you remember that? Wasn't there something like that? You type in "that's not a moon" or no?
Yep, I think that was one of them, and you can spawn the Death Star.
Yep.
Yep.
There was a bunch of fun ones like that. They tied into like the.
Oh yeah, they don't really do that anymore. It's kind of sad, but like
I
all
was
those
just
older
gonna say,
games had
They're all mods.
cheat codes like that. Yeah, it's
I
either
guess
mods
that's
or
true.
now it's frowned upon. To
Yeah.
mod.
Yeah. Everything's online.
Yeah.
Well,
On the lines.
one thing that kind of sucks too is some people rely on the mod community to make games fun again.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like instead of a developer just trying to like patch updates or patch content for people that are still playing the game, like Arma's a good example. Arma 3 has been out since 2014,
13, I think. But yeah, look how many games Arma has spawned from
Oh
the
yeah,
mods.
PUBG.
PUBG, DayZ.
Yep.
Which still doesn't work.
No, it works. You just can't.
No.
You can't find your friends in the game.
No.
There's gonna be someone listening to this and gonna be like, "You guys are liars." I've been playing with my friends on DayZ for years.
That's one thing I like that Steam does. Like somebody will mod Portal or something like that, and they'll end up releasing that with its own store page, that mod. Like Portal, I think it's called Portal Reloaded. I don't know if you guys have looked into this, but it's basically Portal 2, but they add in a third dimension you got to work with, which is time travel.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
So now there's basically a third portal?
kind of. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm buying that.
It's free if you own Portal 2.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, it's just called
Nice.
Portal Reloaded, I believe. But
I just stubbed my toe real hard.
Took an arrow to the knee.
I took one for you boys. I was cannon
I
fodder.
remember my name.
I think we should do. I think one thing that'd be kind of fun is
Russian
to-
roulette.
with airsoft guns.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of cool to like 1 month, Drew. You give it a solid attempt and go play Ocarina of Time, or you know, like just to see your thoughts and like what you think of the game.
I'm just not a big crafter fan.
There's no crap.
There's no crafting in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, there's meal making.
Not in Ocarina
Doesn't
of Time.
Breath of the Wild.
I'm sorry.
Meow.
We should stream that if we ever do that.
Yeah, that's
Me
what I was
playing
gonna say.
Ocarina? Macarena? Yeah.
Yeah, and we're
Old
gonna,
man tries to play video game.
Yeah,
Old man plays Macarena of Time.
we gotta be careful. We gotta walk that line kind of finely because we might lose listeners if you're being blasphemous to Zelda, like the entire Zelda.
I'll stop listening today.
Yeah, I'll walk out.
I haven't been listening.
I'll go home
Well, there
right
goes
now.
our editing. I'm sorry, because the guy who's editing it isn't going to listen to it. For frick now.
I think that'd be kind of cool though.
So first beer
Yeah.
finished, JD?
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great. I'm drinking Paul's now because he's got to go to work.
Nice. Oh, you want mine? Chief?
There's still one more.
I'll take another sip. I didn't mind it. I just
He doesn't do anything important, just drive a school bus.
Where'd you get this beer, JD?
Just kidding.
Drew got it at Albert Dawson's Creek.
Albert Dawson's Creek in the beer section.
I don't hate it. I wouldn't drink a sixer, but
No.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to one.
Maybe get a little juice force in this next time.
Yes, please.
well that
I will be blitzed by the end
yeah
of
we're
this.
gonna have to tie his hands down because once JD gets one in him,
Once
it's like
you hit your
what?
lips.
it's a like a chain reaction.
A what?
I don't like Juice Force.
The Voodoo
You don't like
Ranger.
Juice Force?
I've never had it.
Okay, that was another like half-hour long tangent to kind of weave ourselves back into the games we've been playing recently. I've been praying on all the games, but played a couple.
I pray I just don't get people boot me.
You don't. People just skip your cutscenes when you
Put
play.
him in a well.
Elden Ring won Game of the Year at the Game Awards in December. It was kind of the motivation for me to get back into it. When it came out, I played, I think, roughly around 20 to 30 hours of it, and then hit a busy time at work.
day.
And just what?
20 to 30 hours a day.
If I could have, I would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of fell out of it with a busy time at work and never. It's kind of a daunting game to just jump back into. So I started a new character, and it's got its hooks in me pretty deep. Paul, you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah, I think I have about an hour into the game. Those Souls games. I really enjoy them, but then I get to a point where my my blood pressure just hits a certain, and I have to go to something else because I will start breaking.
Got
Not
some
be-
medication I can give you if you want to play it some more.
Not necessarily because I'm like I'm gonna throw something, but because I get so like tense, like my I don't know how much my mouse and my keyboard or my controller.
Yeah.
What is that one about? I've never even played Souls, honestly.
The Souls games, the lore in them is kind of obscure. Like, it doesn't have a straightforward story necessarily. Like, there's a cutscene at the beginning that you watch and it kind of gives you the overarching story of it. But the big thing with the story on those, and I don't get into it a whole lot, I mostly listen to podcasts to kind of pick up the story of it, but you have to read like item descriptions and just kind of decide for yourself on the stuff that you see happening around in the world. They're very dense lore wise. Like, you could spend days upon days just reading about one character's story and how it kind of weaves into what you're doing. But essentially in Elden Ring, your player is to become the Elden Lord of this world that's been overtaken by demigods that are kind of shitheads. To me, the hooks of the game aren't so much the story, which is kind of ass backwards from what I usually do. It's just the reward that you get from banging your head over and over again on this boss. That the games are hard, but they're fair. Like, the only reason you die is because you fucked up. You didn't dodge, or you didn't block, or you got too aggressive and thought you could get that last sliver of the boss's health empty, and it screws you over. So it doesn't seem like there's a lot of strategy when you just watch it. It just seems like swing your sword, cast some spells, and hope and pray for the best. But being able to know and read a boss, each attack he does, and dodging it at the right time into the right spot to be able to get just one hit, it's just a really rewarding game.
So the reward is when your blood pressure goes down?
Yes. Yeah. And your sweat stops beating and your controller's made it through
As soon
for
as you
another
click
day.
that window button and shut down PC, that's the reward.
Your Alt F4?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the timing on that, because I played the first Souls game I played was Dark Souls 2, and I put maybe 20 hours in the game, and I did not get very far. That's what kind of screws me the most on those Souls games is like when I'm fighting a boss, or even not even necessarily just a boss, like even like a small boss or something. When I get his health just to the point where I think I could rush him or finish him off, the Destiny player in me comes out. I'm like, just hit him, just barrage him or something.
Yep, it's super.
Yep, or just, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Like that when the boss on Destiny has like that much health, and you're like, oh, just barrage him.
Yep.
Not in a Souls game.
Yeah, you can't. And they bait you into it very well, because you'll be, like you say, you see that and you're like, oh, that's one hit. It's like, all I got to do is get one.
And I think they honestly tailor the game. I think that's actually like the most lethal time in a boss fight, wouldn't you think? Is like that, not necessarily that little sliver, but like that last maybe.
Are you
quarter.
saying like they do more damage in that health, or
No, like
Just-
because their attacks change.
Oh,
their
yeah.
behavior changes.
yeah, they get, I think in Elden Ring, it's called Enraged or something like that. Or maybe, no, that might be Destiny. Crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something like that. They usually have a second, sometimes third or fourth phase to each boss, and it gets more aggressive. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, Paul, you and I have, since Dark Souls 2, kind of dabbled into them. I went really crazy when Bloodborne came out, and I believe I beat that game. I can't remember. I know I got to the final boss, but I don't remember if I ever ended up beating him. Anyway, between Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, and now Elden Ring, like that's my niche.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about it, because most of the games I play, I love enjoying the story to them, and these ones I really don't. While I'm playing the game, I listen to podcasts about them later. But one of the things with Elden Ring that kind of really got me into it was, so they've all had a stealth mechanic, I guess you would say, in that you can usually sneak up behind them and get the critical hit, the backstab. But Elden Ring, having the whole open world and be able to approach these different areas from any direction, kind of adds a whole new aspect to it. Like, you have time to come up on this camp and kind of scout every edge of it and plan out how you want to hit it, who you want to take out first. Maybe you find the boss, so to speak, of that area and see how you can get him to be the last one left. The one thing that I really enjoyed was I spent probably 15 minutes on this one encampment trying to plan it out, and I took a couple guys out, and I finally figured out how I wanted to do this after dying umpteen bajillion times. And as I went in to move on a guy, there was a tripwire in a bush that rang a fucking bell and dogs came out of tents and like just fucked up my whole entire plan that I spent all this time doing. Like normally that would piss you off like to no end, but I don't know, it's something about that game. Like traps in Souls games aren't anything new, but just the way they implemented them in the open world to bait you into that stealth and getting away scot-free. And then one little fucking wire screws up your whole plan. I just really love the way they did it.
I feel like it's a lot more subtle in Elden
It
Ring.
is, yeah.
Because in the Souls games, it's not necessarily, it is in a way open world, but not really. Like you're still kind of channeled.
Right.
One thing I do like about at least from Dark Souls all the way up to Elden Ring, they made those games, even for the time, look really good.
Yes.
Like the environment, the enemies, it just is aesthetically very pleasing.
Yeah. Well, and this one also has like the day-night cycle. Sometimes only certain enemies come out at night. There's areas that have rain and fog, and not that it doesn't play into the gameplay and strategy like it does in Breath of the Wild, like we were talking earlier, but just like you say, the looks of that game, it's fucking impressive. Like when I first played it, I played a ton of it or all of it on my desktop, and I haven't even fired it up on my desktop. I've been playing it solely on my Steam Deck for like the last 60 hours of it. And even on that, it runs flawlessly and looks incredible. And the weapons that are in the game, there's no game that compares to like the melee weapons of that game.
Yeah.
And the just the different things they can do between like there's poison and bleed and frost and lightning and holy, and then just regular physical. And then each weapon has a special weapon art that kind of ties into whatever type of damage that does. And they're all different.
Yeah.
So
these weapons, can you only get them from chests, or is it like boss defeats?
both. So Elden Ring, all the Dark Souls games do like, so when you kill a boss, you get their soul. And with that soul, you can take it to an NPC and they'll turn it into a weapon, or you can use it. If you don't want either one of those weapons, you can just absorb that and get the souls to level up. Or with Elden Ring, there's actually ways to duplicate those souls so that you can do one of each, or those souls will provide two different weapons. So you don't have to pick one or the other. But there's like 15 souls I think you can get, and you can only duplicate 7 times. So you kind of got to pick and choose. But yeah, most of it comes through chests and different areas that have different types of damage associated with that weapon.
All right. I wouldn't know because I have never actually beaten a Dark Souls boss.
I thought you beat,
No, still haven't beat him.
or that was Moto over at
Yeah.
your house. Yeah, that's right.
I put maybe like 2 hours into Dark Souls 2 or 3.
I think it's 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I probably honestly put more time into the board game than I have the actual games.
Board game's fun.
Board game is super fun.
One thing I also really like they do in those games, it's in it in Dark Souls 2. I never played Demon Souls or any of the earlier ones, but Dark Souls 2, 3, and Elden Ring, and I'm sure Bloodborne 2, I haven't played that. There's like a heavy audio emphasis on combat. When you get that critical sneak attack, the sound, it gives you that like oomph. The way they design the whole game, it's insanely satisfying when you get those very small successful things like that attack on the boss or that critical sneak attack. And then the animations are also really freaking cool.
Yeah. Well, and they're not easy things to pull off either. Yeah. Like in Elden Ring, it's a little easier with the way they do their guarding. So you can just hold your shield up and block. And after it hits, you don't have to parry like you did in the other ones. You can just strong attack afterwards. It's not an immediate critical hit. Most small enemies, it'll stun them so that you can walk up and do the critical hit. Mm-hmm. So it adds a little bit. I don't know if I'd say, like, everybody always wants the easy mode in the Dark Souls games, but it's not necessarily that, but it does help with like crowd control, kind of,
Right.
which can be an issue very fast in those games.
Yep.
So Elden Ring is a Dark Souls game.
It's it's the genre, the Souls game. It's not necessarily in the Dark Souls lore. Yeah, thank you. It's the genre. So when you see a game that says Souls or Souls like, it's like Dark Souls, because Dark Souls kind of coined that genre. Because I think at one point, Demon Souls, wasn't it voted to be like the most difficult game on console?
Yeah. Yeah, it only came out on PS3. The big thing like that they kind of coin them with is not only the difficulty, but you'll be out there and each enemy that you kill drops souls, which is money. It's experience that you use to level up your character. But if you die, every single soul that you were holding drops right where you die. So you have to get back to that point and pick those up to be able to keep them. Otherwise, you lose them for good if you die again. So there's multiple games that have kind of taken on that same concept. Like that Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
They kind of did a similar thing to that, but that game's a lot easier. So
I think why I loved it so much.
I think that game is
That game
even
was
tagged.
phenomenal.
I think that's
it is.
considered
Yeah,
Souls
Souls
game.
like. Yeah.
You guys ever play Dante's Inferno? It was
Did.
an older one. I think that was one of the first like Souls like before Souls like was a thing.
I don't remember them doing that, did they?
I thought it was very Dark Soulsy. I don't know. I'd have to look it up again.
I don't
It's been a
remember.
while.
I remember the look of it. I thought it was more like God of War, it felt like.
What's
But
that top-down Soulsy game?
Diablo?
Yeah. Is that Soulsy?
No.
No?
That one's just like Destiny.
Because you don't have souls. Or because you don't collect souls? That's
Well,
what makes
no.
it a Souls game?
No, it's the whole like dying and you drop all of your
Everything,
experience
yeah.
and money. Yeah. That's kind of like the big thing that coins it as a Souls like.
So then in that definition, would Arma be a Souls game?
I mean, that aspect of it is
You're not
similar.
losing any experience.
Yeah, so you're not losing your potential to gain. So like in Arma, like the
You lose all of your kit,
Well, so
but you
that's-
don't lose your experience.
so that's in just those mods we've played though. So the
Oh.
base game of Arma is not that way.
I guess I've never played the base game.
You have.
Oh, have I?
Yeah, we played that.
Oh,
co-op.
the campaigns.
Yeah, we played those
Oh,
co-ops.
okay.
And when you
Yeah.
die in those, you just
I understand.
yeah.
Okay. But those mods that we've played would be Souls-esque.
Only in that aspect.
Only in
Only
that
in the
aspect.
aspect of you drop all your crap right there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Typically, Souls-like games are more fantasy. More
Yeah, they'd have to lean
fantasy-esque.
towards a fantasy. They're a difficulty level that is more than average. I think
Probably
is
Dark
standard.
Realm,
Well, and
kind of.
I think the thing too is the progression in the game itself is what makes it Souls-like, because when you say like Dark Souls 3, you've been grinding and you have 40,000 souls collected. If you die, you drop all your stuff and your 40,000 souls in that spot.
Well, just your souls.
Oh, you don't lose your.
No, you keep all your gear and everything.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking of Valheim.
Oh, actually, I am.
Yeah, that's
But that's the aspect of the Souls grind.
gotcha.
Is because now it spawns you at your nearest checkpoint, and if you die on the way to pick up those 40,000 souls, you lose all the 40,000 souls.
Yep, because you can only die once.
Or they just poof, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you spent 8 hours grinding to try to save up souls so you could level up, and then you lose it, that's
That sucks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any way to like bank souls in that game?
So, kind of not really. You get golden runes. They're called runes in Elden Ring, but they're souls. It's the same thing. But in Dark Souls games, I think they were just called lesser souls or greater souls, but they're usable items that when you use them, you get X amount of souls. So, you can't really bank them. It's spend them or lose them, pretty much.
So Elden Ring, because we've all played the board game Dark Souls, and that's a fun game. Elden Ring is similar to that
Yeah, it's from the
board
same
game
people.
aspect.
Yeah, that's all from Software is the name of the company
Gotcha.
that does Dark Souls. But yeah, it's based. It's all the same combat, feels the same, looks the same, plays the same.
There's no multiplayer aspect to it like the board game, as opposed to somebody infiltrating your world, right?
Well, yeah, you can do co-op in it and stuff
Okay,
like
you
that.
know.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you-
always could.
You've been able to co-op since Dark Souls 2, I believe.
Oh yeah, okay. I think I remember that. They come in as like a white kind of character,
Yep.
or like yeah.
Yep.
They do it really weird. Like, it's not like, Drew wants to play with me. I just invite him and he's in. He has to he has to put down his name on the ground with an item. I have to use the item to be able to see his name and then go click on his name for him to join. And he's only in the game until we beat the boss of that area. And then he disappears, goes back to his world, and we have to redo it all again elsewhere.
And that's all the games or just Elden Ring?
All the games.
And I think they do that just to kind of keep the game challenging.
Yes.
Because how many games have we played together where it's just like, oh man, jump in, give me a hand, or let's just play together.
Destiny, unless we're like hitting something hard.
Well, I mean, but even like Valheim, like it makes the game like you could play Valheim all the way through by yourself, but doing like the bosses is easier if you have someone with you. But it's easy to get someone in the game with you.
Yeah.
In Dark Souls, it is a challenge.
Yeah, and you can only summon co-op people in certain areas. And like I say, only for a certain amount of time in that area.
But something too, like Connor said, the whole invasion thing. Do they have invasion in Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Okay.
It sucks.
So a player who wants to be like nefarious, he can invade your progress, like basically invade your world and fuck up your progress.
Looking at the Steam profile for Elden Ring, it calls out PvP. Is that then?
Yep. That'd be that invasion.
There's certain areas where you can just opt into PvP and it'll put you in an arena as well. Yeah, it's frustrating when it happens because immediately the way I'm not good at the PvP aspect of it. I'm horrible at it. I think I've probably beaten like 3 invaders in my entire life of Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. Like I'm not good at it. When they come in, it seems like they're just being a dick, like to come in, kill you, and then leave. But there's huge rewards for them to go in, and there's different items that every time that they invade somebody and they kill them that they get, and those items have very good rewards. And vice versa, if you're able to kill those people, you get good rewards to it also. So it's not just like, oh, he's in being a dick, you either die or kill him and move on. There's very good rewards for it for when they do come in. It's just brutally difficult.
It's not like Sea of Thieves where everybody's being a dick for no reason.
No.
And it's your choice, you said, whether you let him in or you can just get ganked.
Invaders, if you choose to play online,
you choose that from the start.
You're an open book. Yep.
Or Oasis.
You can play it all offline, but then you can't summon other people in to come help you. So it's kind of a risk reward situation. Yeah.
And I remember in Dark Souls 3 or was it 2 when we were playing, the audio, like the way the sound or the game hits you with, hey, there's another player here about to fuck your world up. It like
immediate panic.
You go into like panic mode because you don't know if it's just someone like, because I've been invaded and I think we've been successful against. I know me and you have killed an invader, but I've also been invaded and like the guy's just out of this world. Oh well, he just mops the whole map with me.
He's let me solo her, but he's soloing you.
Yeah. But then again, like there are other people who want to kind of dabble in it. They want to try invading, and they're not that good. But that's very rare.
So it isn't skill balanced or experience matched or nothing.
Kind of. So you have your levels in Elden Ring or any Souls game, but when you go to level up, you farm X amount of souls, and that's how much it takes to level up. You have like 10 different things that you can choose to level up, like your health, your intelligence, which is like your mana, your stamina, your strength, your magic. You have all this stuff you can level up. So if I just level up my health 1, that also takes my overall level up 1. So everything else on me still sucks, but my level keeps counting up. So you could be like a level 100, but you put all your points into one thing, you're still shitty at all those other things. So,
ouch.
Yeah. And it just goes, it's the same thing with like any other RPG. It's, you kind of tailor what you're leveling up to whatever build you want to go for. So if you're casting spells, you're going to do like your intellect, your faith, and your FP. So you're kind of tailoring it to whatever you want to try to do. But so is everybody else that's going to try to invade you.
So is it like Skyrim where you have to go stealth archer, or is there like are they all pretty well balanced?
I think that's subjective.
Yeah, like for me, I'm kind of trying something new with Elden Ring. I've never done any sort of casting spells or anything like that in any of the Souls games. And in Bloodborne, there wasn't a whole lot of that. But so this one, I did more of a melee and casting build. But as far as I've seen people that go straight melee weapon build. I've been people that do nothing but casting spells. People that do nothing. Like there's a guy that he just called it like his Robin Hood build or Legolas build or something like that. And he just slinging arrows like at 100 miles an hour and was doing really well with it. But to me, the archery in that game it's hard. It's difficult, but just like anything else, you gear up towards it and for it, then it can be done. But
there's I don't know who the player is, but there's a guy that actually made a decent amount of money because he's so good at all the Souls games. Someone would tell him, like, I'll donate you $50 if you fight this boss with only this item. And like he's done end game bosses with just basically naked and
Is
a dagger.
Let me solo her guy.
that guy just got famous because the very last boss of
Yeah, what was her
Elden
name?
Ring.
Melodia?
Melania.
Melania.
Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I pronounce it. But yeah, he would just sit his sign down and his name is Let Me Solo Her. And he was I can't remember what they call it, but there's the naked guy with a wooden club and he
Yeah.
would solo the final boss with that.
That might be the same guy.
It could be. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, did his 1,000th run through that boss. And From Software sent him like a whole gift pack with like a real sword inscribed with stuff from the game and shit on it. It was really cool.
If you ever play the game, Drew, if you ever try Elden Ring, you'll understand why that's insanely like impressive. Because when you get into those games, you want to either armor up or you want to get like high on agility or something, so that you can either be good at dodging, or you could be good at blocking, or you could be good at just taking hits. And this guy just goes in naked and like a club or dagger, and he just does end game content.
He's got a jug on his head too, doesn't he? I think he does.
He might. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
Is there anybody who's cornered the market in you paying them money to them go getting your souls for you? Can they do that?
I think so, actually. I think I've seen
LFG or something.
they don't go get your souls for you, but I think they'll.
Escort you to
Yeah,
them?
I think I've seen something about that.
So I know when the game first came out, you could go on eBay and buy runes for it. The eBay seller would message you their tag, and you would go in, meet them, lay down your sign. You'd summon them in, and then they would just drop all their shit for you. And From Software I can't remember how they implemented it, but they started punishing players for doing that.
Yeah, because I would imagine if you messed up and you had a ton of runes laying on the floor, you would probably pay a pretty penny. I mean, because if you're hundreds of hours into getting those runes, you would pay $50 pretty easily for some big, strong guy to walk you to those runes so you get them. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
That kind of defeats the purpose of the game, but
To me it does, but no, I know exactly what you mean. There's people out there that would gladly do it.
Jay,
but
you want to start a business with me?
I don't.
You do it, and I'll just
No.
Yeah, what part of that business are you a part of?
I'm like Eternal Roses.
Drew just hands me the card. Go get this guy.
Drew would be the human resources of that business.
I'll take the cold calls and the phone calls for you. So you don't have to do that. I'll be your secretary.
I made myself one other note about this game because it's something that you really take for granted with every other game, but this is one of the first games where you have a button dedicated to jumping in any Souls game.
Oh, yeah.
Before you couldn't jump. It was you could run and do like a hop, but this one you could just straight up jump. And there was a spot pretty early on in the game, and there's like these ruins. And I was circling this building trying to figure out how to get in there because I could kind of use my camera and see that there was a stairwell going down into the basement. And there was no door, no window or anything I could reach. All I had to do was fucking jump. And I spent a good 20 minutes probably trying to figure out how to get into this. And it was just something that, like any other game, the first thing you do is you press A and you can fucking jump. But not in these fucking games.
I think they kind of almost had to, making it that open world. Like
Yeah.
they had to give something like that.
Yeah. Well, then they also kind of added onto it. There's certain areas that you can obviously see just standing from the ground that you can reach them, but your guy's regular jump won't make it. But your horse has a double jump.
I haven't gotten the horse yet.
So you ride your horse to get the double jump to get something?
Yeah. It seems ridiculous that I'm even bringing this up, but
That might save somebody's life tomorrow.
it could, maybe I
Or
hope so.
whenever
Because
they
it
listen
fucking
to
did for me.
yeah. That's the kind of stuff we need to bring to this podcast. Is those little intricacies.
Little tips a year late.
Yeah.
Someone's going to hear that and be like, are you shitting me? I could double jump with this horse this whole time?
I don't think it ever tells you can double jump with him, actually.
Pretty good
But you
advice of
can.
how to do a barrel roll on Wave Runner.
Sign up for our Patreon for more tips.
Should just start giving out all the cheat codes for N64 games.
Well, and that's something I don't think, or Elden Ring gives you a decent little tutorial in the beginning. Like it teaches you the basics.
Yeah.
But I don't remember in Dark Souls 2 having a tutorial.
I know 3 didn't. 3 was like, here's fucking 10 enemies and then go fight a boss.
Yeah, there was like some notes on the ground that you could read that would be like, here's how you attack and stuff like that. But other than that, there's not a ton. But and Elden Ring's similar, but there's like a little area that you can jet off, and I guess you could call it a tutorial. It's the same kind of thing, but it does it a little bit better. For those games in general to sell as well as Elden Ring did is very impressive to me. Like
Oh, yeah.
they're not at all geared towards everyone. They're not accessible at all. Whether it be somebody that's looking for it for the story, like I said, is not, hey, here it is. Here's what's happening. Like you really have to dig into it to find it.
I would love to see the average play time of everybody that's bought it and see, like, say 5 hours in, 80% of the player base stopped playing. Like, how long it would take for most people to just rage quit it.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting because, like, Souls games are not oriented towards
No,
the
no.
common player. Like, but it sold really well.
Yeah, game of the year, which is surprising. And it was up against Ragnarok? Or what was it? up
Yeah,
against?
God of War Ragnarok.
What year did it win? This year?
This last
2022?
year.
Mhm.
Yeah, it came out in February last year, I think.
Oh, it's a new game.
Newish, yeah.
Yeah, like a year old.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, because I was talking to Paul when I started that busy time at work. I pulled up, or Steam at the end of the year did like a, hey, here's what you played throughout the year and how long you played it. And when I pulled all that up, looking at Elden Ring, it was like I played it nonstop there for a while, and then the busy time at work came around and it just fell to zero. Like I didn't play anything for 3 months. Yeah, that game's got its hooks back into me.
So what makes it? Is it the style of game? Is it the gameplay? Is it the difficulty? Is it the immersiveness of the game? What sinks its hooks into you so bad?
I think most of it is the satisfaction of, like I say, after you've been trying to beat a boss 20, 30, 40 times, and then you finally get that perfect run. There's no other game that's that rewarding of beating something that difficult.
And the reward comes from they make it difficult enough to where it has to be a perfect run to actually beat the boss.
Kind of, yeah.
And so you basically do 30 runs of just minusculely not perfect until the one thing is perfect.
Yeah, so you think like when we play the board game and we get to one of the boss runs, and the whole point is kind of to learn the boss's patterns, you get the fucking shit kicked out of you so many times. Like every time you make it a little bit further, until you finally hit the end and are able to take him down. And like I said, they're very, very difficult games, but they're fair. They don't, like, you're not getting screwed over and getting killed. You're not getting stuck in like, I'm not saying this doesn't happen, but you don't, like, your camera doesn't fuck up and you get hit for no reason, or you don't roll into an attack without you being the one responsible for it. It's always something that you did that you're dying because of.
Is it like Destiny in the sense where all of those 30 times you go to that one boss, you walk through a door and the boss is always at the same spot, and you know that you can go behind the rock to the right and hit him with 2 arrows or whatever right off the bat? Or is the boss like in a different spot every time you go into that room all 30 times?
So every boss kind of has their arena. They call them a boss arena. And it is like that. You'll walk through a door and he's there. But the second that happens, it's all fairly random. most of the way that you're kind of judging his attacks is the way that they wind up for him or something that they do right before him. In your head, you know, oh, he's about to do this. I need to be here and dodge this way, or I need to block this long. And then maybe when he's done with this flurry of 4 attacks, I can get 2 hits in and fucking bail back.
I guess my question is, when you walk through the door, does those same 4 attacks happen every time?
No,
Oh,
no.
cool.
So he has the same X amount of attacks.
Yeah.
He'll do them in different orders, though. It's not the same order every time.
And I think what he's saying too is like the tell that the boss gives you. Like he's talking about like the wind up. Like he'll wind up for one attack one way and he'll wind up for another attack another way. And so memorizing that like body language of the boss is kind of the pattern you're developing to get to the point where you can kill him.
But you wouldn't, he doesn't go A, B, C, D. You wouldn't know, okay, he just did B. I know he's going to do C next.
Right. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
But not every
But it's
time.
not every time, not every 30 times.
Right.
Because that would get kind of annoying. And that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Playing that exact, I mean, you know, okay, I can
Yeah.
get to the
No,
first
I know
3
exactly
rolls.
what you mean. Yeah. Another thing, like with Elden Ring, that I think has made it a little more accessible to people that don't normally play these games. So you go into this boss, you die 30 times, and you're finally just kind of like, all right, screw this. You open up that map, and it's fucking gigantic. There's a million other areas that you could go to take a break from this guy. Whereas the other ones, it was like, I pretty much just have to do this little run between me and the boss
It's
until
linear.
I'm strong enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a sense. I mean, they had other areas you could go, but you were kind of shoehorned into a certain area. Whereas this one, like, so the other day I was playing and I opened up a chest that was a trap. And when I opened it, it teleported me into a super late game area. And I had to fucking try to find my way out of this place, severely underpowered. But if I wanted to, I could just go there. Like from the second I start the game, I could just wander over there and not knowing that it's even a late game area. So they just literally put you in this and be like, well, good luck. Figure it out.
That's one of the cool things too, is like when you first start the main portion of Elden Ring, you walk through this door and you get like the whole world all at once, just in your screen. And one of the very first things you see is this enormous knight on this horse. And you kind of think, at least I did, well, fuck, let's give her a go. I bet you I could take him.
See what I can do.
And no. And
Yeah, he's like a mid-game boss right at the opening.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's kind of the gist of it. Like I say, it's kind of hard to talk about that game having not played them before. Like, you know, most of you guys haven't played those kind of games, but
Yep. I'm looking up some of the reviews right now on Steam. So there's 630,000 reviews, and it is all mostly positive. Just looking at a couple of them here, like this guy, his comment is, try jumping. 20 bloodstains surrounding the message.
yeah,
I think anybody that plays Elden Ring knows what ledge they're talking about. I've seen TikTok, and I know what ledge they're talking about. He's got 110 hours on record. But 630,000 reviews and all mostly positive on a game that's not geared towards the average player.
There's a review I'd like to read that I thought was really funny. His name is Stabby McStabstab. He's got just
Good
short
start.
of 50 hours on record, and it says, this game is all about dying. And then it's just a list. Dying because you're outskilled. Dying because you're underleveled. Dying because you were ambushed. Dying because you're outnumbered. Dying because you fell off a cliff. Dying because someone left you a message telling you to jump. Dying over and over again against a boss. Dying inside because you lost ruins. Dying inside because you wasted a consumable on an easy battle. Dying inside because some fights are impossible. Dying at the realization that how large this game is, but for whatever reason, I'm dying every day to keep playing.
Yeah,
that's the definition
that
of it,
is
man.
like, they should put that review in like one of the game descriptions, because that's
On the front cover of the game.
When we bought the board game, the first thing when you pull the lid off that is a giant black piece of paper that in red letters just says "you died" across it. It was like this. I love this game. I love this company.
well, and I think actually both Dark Souls 2 and 3, the first time you die, you get an achievement, and it says "Welcome to Dark Souls."
Yeah.
And I would, if you've never played a Souls game, I bet you get that achievement within 3 minutes of being in the game.
Oh, absolutely. I played Dark Souls 3, like I said, like 2 hours maybe. I would have gotten that achievement about 30, 40 times.
Yeah.
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 Well, I think if nobody else really has any games that they want to bring up, I did pull up a couple news stories. The biggest one was that Xbox and Bethesda Developer Connect. It was kind of the first time that they've done a real small, like it didn't, during E3, it was like 40 fucking games that they'd talk about. This one was all, I believe, games that are coming out this year, but just kind of go over the ones that they brought up. I don't think any of us really play it, but that Minecraft Legends, that's kind of like a Diablo dungeon crawler in the Minecraft
Is that the
world.
story-based Minecraft?
I think so. Yeah. It's like multiplayer, but they added like a PvP thing into that. Like you say, nothing any of us are really interested in. The next one they brought up was their new Forza game. Again, nothing that any of us really play. I like playing their Forza Horizon games that are kind of like the arcadey, you're fucking racing jet planes and Lamborghinis and shit like that.
There's only so much you can do with those games.
Yeah, I usually get them on sale. They're fun for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Well, those games appeal to just a different.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a certain class that they only play Madden, they only play Forza,
Right.
Yeah.
they only play FIFA.
And
Right.
it's just not our.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
not
for
a
me.
real house.
Yeah.
But then the next one was when they brought up that Hi-Fi Rush, and I forgot to bring this up when we were talking about it. But have you guys ever played The Evil Within or seen that game? Does everybody know what that is?
Doesn't sound familiar.
It was a horror game, kind of like going for like kind of the old Resident Evil style, or
Like over the shoulder kind of viewpoint,
yeah,
that kind of.
yeah, the third person shooter thing. But they were okay. I didn't think they were super scary, but I couldn't get into them very much. But the same people that made those games are the ones that made that Hi-Fi Rush, and talk about going from
Oh,
one
wow.
end of the fucking spectrum to the other.
I didn't know that the
Yeah.
same people made that.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was just kind of interesting that they jumped that far across. But the next one they talked about was Elder Scrolls Online. And they have a new expansion for that, Necron, coming out in June. Another one of those games I wish I had more time for.
Yeah, I tried getting into that game, but then you run into people that have, say you're level 10 and you're 20 hours into the game, whatever. Some level 800 fucking dude walks in and just wipes everything you're about to kill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because we played that very briefly. but
Very briefly. I think we got about 20 hours between us.
Yeah. Maybe.
Isn't it like you can opt into PvP though?
It's an MMO.
Connor's talking like they're killing the things that you were going
Yeah.
Oh,
after.
okay. I thought
Yeah.
you meant killing you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do wish I could play more of that, but man, when we jumped in, the one thing that immediately turned me off was I just felt so behind.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like I wasn't just behind level wise, I was behind DLC wise.
Yeah.
And I felt like the only way we could play the game and get that feel was if we just dumped a ton of money into DLCs.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat,
Yeah. And maybe there's something like how Destiny has to automatically bump you up to this level so you can start enjoying the new stuff.
Sure.
I'm sure there's something like that. I feel like we always bought it when something was on like a crazy sale. So we never, like put a lot of time or effort into it as well. So maybe if we gave it a shot, I just don't know if we have the time for it anymore.
Well, that and a lot of these games, you should have grown up with the game. Like World of Warcraft, try to get into that now.
Yeah.
Working your way through all of that is almost impossible.
Well, I think the only thing that helped us with that was when we did that classic server.
Oh, yes. Yeah, if you could just straight
We got to
classic.
see the beginning of it.
One thing, I don't mean to jump back over to Destiny. I was talking to some guys I was playing with the other night, and one thing that's kind of a bummer is, like, even when Lightfall drops, no players that, like, if someone jumps into the game now, they're never going to be able to do, like how you're saying that World of Warcraft Classic. I don't know if there's ever going to be something like that for Destiny.
I mean, if you think about it right now, already, a new player jumping in right now has no idea who Gaul is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They
I mean,
never
other
saw
than,
the tower destroyed. They never saw the farm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's one thing that drove a lot of its player base away.
Yeah, that's
As
what
we're
they would,
staring at
most of
one
them
our,
look like, Daniel.
Podcasters.
Yeah, I think about that a lot because they basically took the beginning of Destiny 1 and put that in Destiny 2 as new players.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, the next one I think we'll all be fairly excited for is they released a huge gameplay showcase for that Redfall game, which is like the vampire Left 4 Dead game.
Is that another Bethesda or who made that?
Arcane Studios made that one. The makers of BioShock, Dishonored, Deathloop, and Prey. But they gave that a May 2nd release date, so that one will be coming up pretty quick for us.
Steam has that at May 1st.
Oh, so
Yep.
May
Same
2nd,
here. Yep.
midnight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'll launch May 1st at like 10 here. But
Yeah. Steam description on that is the town of Redfall is under siege by a legion of vampires who have cut the island off from the outside world. Trapped with a handful of survivors, slay alone or squad up in open world FPS action.
yeah, that one looks pretty interesting.
Me and you watched that at E3. Man, that was before that.
21. This is 21. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because then I think they had to delay it a bunch because of all the pandemic stuff, right?
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was 21, but yeah, they showed a lot of the gameplay stuff, the progression, a little bit about the story. Yeah, if you guys haven't got a chance to watch that, I'd recommend watching that. That one looks very, very interesting for us.
Yeah. What was that vampire that came out a couple years ago? Kind of looks similar to that a little bit. But
V Rising.
V Rising.
That was like the Valheim.
well, no,
survival
not the
craft.
top down.
Oh, just vampire,
I think
like
it was
with
just
a Y?
called Vampire. Yeah.
Vampire with a Y.
Yeah. Is that something similar? Do you think?
No, that was just kind of like a story driven. It reminded me a lot of. Oh shoot, what's the name of that game?
Interview with the Vampire with Mel Gibson. Tom,
Sure, yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tom Selleck.
Now you're thinking Remember the Titans, actually.
Yeah.
You're talking about Denzel Washington.
L.A. Noir. It reminded me a little bit about that.
Or yeah, I guess in this Redfall, you're playing more on the survivor side, not the vampire side.
Right. All right. I think the last thing we have, this one hits me a little harder, I think, than everybody else, but the day before delayed again.
Or deleted.
Yeah, we don't really know what exactly their goal for it is, but essentially the GameSpot article that I pulled up here, they announced that game in 2019, I think, 2018, 2019, and never put a patent on the name of the game.
Oh,
So
They didn't trademark the name.
or trademarked it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry, not a patent. Essentially, somebody picked up the trademark on it and just recently, last week, put out a cease and desist to the company.
yeah.
Told Steam about it. They completely delisted the game from Steam. They pushed out the release till November of this year. It was supposed to be in March. But also, late last week, they were supposed to put out, they never said how long, but it was going to be a big gameplay and systems reveal trailer and talk about this whole thing. They had this whole thing planned and are claiming that they now had to cancel that because of this trademark issue.
On that trademark, do you know if people that stole the name actually did anything with it?
I don't think so.
Well, they didn't steal it.
And most of the time
That's
they
the thing.
won't.
Yeah. Legally, they didn't, yes.
But I think they fully released the that they're gonna make this game in 2020. I think it was January of 2020. I think,
I don't remember.
but it wasn't until
January 21.
is when they fully announced it.
Yep.
Okay.
The name Day Before was available to trademark as a video game.
And they didn't put in the request for the trademark until 2022, I think.
So their claim is that this has been going on for a while, but it just kind of came to a head recently.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but trademarks have to prove use of the name. So like Day Before, they have clearly shown over the past however long,
Doesn't matter.
like somebody can just come in and like trademark and steal it. They don't have to.
I think it's pretty much
Prove
like a
it?
domain name.
It is. I dealt with that with my company.
Okay.
I know trademark sucks.
Well, I know your original company, somebody else was already using it though.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't like they just came in like, oh, these guys didn't get their Google domain name yet.
Yep.
Let's just steal it and make them buy it
But
from us.
the problem we had was there's, for instance, here in our local area, there's one trademark attorney. A trademark attorney charges $800 an hour to do Google searches, basically for trademarks. But once you start searching for trademarks, that's public knowledge that trademark is now being looked at, and so people buy that stuff all the time. So if this specific attorney had somebody following her digital trail.
Yep.
And she started looking into my business name now, and they saw that, they could have went out and bought it because it's just first come, first serve.
Yeah, I've
And
heard of
if
stories
it's-
like that.
If it's
like,
available, they just buy it. And then they
Yeah.
basically ransom it to you for whatever amount of money you want.
I don't remember what company it was, but somebody did that. Like, you know, say it was like Pepsi or Coke. Like somebody went in and just bought Pepsi.com and forced them to pay them back for that name. They made millions.
Yep.
Well, and the thing that a lot of people are upset about is there was a substantial amount of time from the time they released, basically saying, "Hey, we're making this game; it's going to be coming out," and they didn't even have a trademark. They didn't even have. So you can go, all the things I've watched, you can go and look at the actual like submissions on the trademark thing. They didn't submit an application for trademark basically up until like
It was well over a year.
it was like a year after they announced, and that's also when IGN, which is a pretty big network, they showcased that whole trailer, and then it became at the time the most wish listed game on Steam, and they didn't have a trademark.
And stuff like that, I'm sure just slips through the cracks. You know, their business developer of some sort thought somebody else took care of it, or if it took long enough, they could have lost their trademark. Because I mean, you have to pay yearly for that kind of stuff, just like you do domains.
Right.
And so they could have had it and lost it. Could be an option. I don't know the story. I don't know if it says that or not.
I think they're kind of keeping it all pretty close to the chest, given the history of the rest of the,
Sure,
shit that's happened with that game.
And
But
I understand. I mean, that sucks. But I mean, essentially, you snooze, you lose.
yeah,
Yeah, it sucks that they named it. But I mean, you just go through, like, I really wouldn't have had to trademark my name because I'm a local company. The problem that we had, and the only reason we got found out, and the only reason we got a cease and desist letter is we had more traffic and people started tagging us on Facebook. And so the guy that had our name was getting these tags on Facebook. What do you mean you're tagging me on Facebook? I wasn't there, or my company's not there. And then we got that pretty nasty letter.
And I know another thing people are upset about is the gameplay reveal that they delayed.
yeah, it was finally going to be like the first substantial piece of news, and like at this point, people are going around the internet saying that the game's not even real.
Yeah.
Which
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I believe that, but
So, I mean, I looked at the publisher right now, or developer, I guess, is FNtastic.
yep.
The only other game that they have on their website is Prop Night, which on Steam came out in December 1st, 2021, with mixed reviews all around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a total of just about 12,000 reviews. So it was not a very big game.
No.
So they had, so this is where a lot of people were getting really skeptical. They had two other titles before that. They had The Dead Dozen, which was one of the worst. Like they don't even claim it anymore on their website or on Steam, because I think the most it got in player count, was like 88 players online, and it was so poorly received, and people, they just like dropped it. They're like, okay, well, we have nothing to do with that. The one before that was The Wild 8, I think. Is that what it's called?
I
Yep.
think so.
So yeah, Wild 8 was another one that popped up on Steam. So what's weird is Wild 8 does not show up on their website.
Because they sold the rights to the publisher. But the game was only out for like, and I could have the time wrong, I think it was like a couple months, and then they sold the rights to it. But they just don't have a good track record for their previous titles. And all those games they made too are fairly small in scale.
Yeah, none of them seems very big. Like Wild 8 is, I think, the most expensive right now, other than Day Before. And that's right now $25 on Steam.
But if you look at like what they've made in scope,
Yeah.
as far as like the size, and then you go to a huge MMO survival RPG, that's like,
Pretty ambitious.
that's there are companies that have been doing this for 20 years that struggle making those kind of games.
Yep, even just graphics. Their most recent game, Prop Night, not very good. Came out 2 years ago, or just about. Actually, just over a year ago, and it looks like it was probably like 2015, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of skepticism. I've seen a lot of people saying that they doubt the game's even real, because the trailers they've released, a lot of people are saying they're what's the term? It's like a slice.
I mean, they keep saying it's staged, but everybody does that with gameplay reveal trailers. Like,
Right. So the thing I've seen though is that at least with other stage things, it's more commonly accepted because it's from reputable sources.
Yeah.
But they almost purposely don't show you the outsides of the game. They just want you to focus on this.
Yeah, it's a nice guided path.
Yep.
I mean, the hard thing about like doing research on this game is because there's so much shitty news about it. People nitpick every little thing about it. You know what I mean? So it's hard to find. I don't know. Like you'll watch you'll watch a video of a guy like, oh, that's a good point, and then he's like, and this, and you're like, well, that doesn't really fucking matter. One of the videos, I think you sent it to me, Paul. He started hammering on him about how shitty the muzzle flash was.
Well,
And the guys, I was like, well, I don't really fucking care about that.
I think the point he was trying to make was that like it was just poorly done, and I think he was also comparing it from the IGN release to what they released a year later, as far as like the drop in how the game looks.
The only thing I saw was he was comparing it to other games. I could be wrong.
He was, but he was saying like, look how much this is scaled down.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a interesting and entertaining thing to follow the catastrophe that game's falling into.
I want it to be a real game.
I do
It
too.
looks amazing, and that's if it is what it says it is, it'll be a game I think we could all play together.
Yeah,
and
I
it'd be
agree.
badass. And they better not break my heart.
And our heart's been broken
Don't
many
Anthem
times.
me.
Yes, Anthem.
Don't anthem me.
Many games.
Well, I think that's about all we have.
Yeah, we should probably start cutting her off.
Yeah, I think so.
So we've covered Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, Hi-Fi Flow. What was
Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush. Yep. Sorry about that.
And I'm the one that messes up.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I remember my name at least. And we also covered Xbox Developer Connect, which covered a lot of, various games, including this Day Before nonsense. And then our beer that we drank was Trippel, again, by New Belgium, which a lot of us were not overly impressed with.
Starting the podcast off with a bang.
Yeah. It sounded good, I think, at least from hearing it here, the cracking of the bottles, but the beer itself was not that great.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back again next month. We're going to try to do a monthly release on these. Hopefully first episode will be up here in a couple weeks. Date is late January now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and enter there. Thanks for listening.